30. He separates. He's to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Florida State. Warwick got up third down.
Winky looking Winky. Wants to throw the knockout punch to Warwick. Warwick open. Touchdown. He did a touchdown. He did catch it. Touchdown, Florida State. Oh, Peter Warwick, how'd you do that? Kermit Whitfield to the left side. A hole to the 30. Kermit Whitfield to the 30, to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, end zone. Kermit Whitfield, a 100-yard touchdown. Here's the snap. Winston rolling right. Throws the pass on the other. It's caught. It's caught. It's caught.
Oh, for the end zone battle. Coleman. Touchdown.
We're doing it for everybody. We're doing it big all over the country, all over the world. And I'm proud. I'm proud to say I'm a Florida State Seminole.
Welcome to the Garnet and Old Show, Sunday edition. A little off the cuff. Vince, I was going to do it solo, and I texted you, hey, I'm about to go live. And Vince, being the dedicated Seminole he is, said, brother, I'm driving, but tag me in. How you doing, Vince?
I'm doing good. You have to excuse me if I don't look at the camera. I'm trying to be safe here, but I am in the express lane, which is one of the greatest things ever invented.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Listen, we had to do a Sunday show mainly because we got a lot of good quotes and talking points from the quarterbacks that joined Florida State this past weekend for a visit, mainly being DJ and Cameron Ward. Both had different levels of enthusiasm and different ways of handling the visit and the post-visit comments. So real quick, before we get into it, for those of you watching live, like over 4,000 of you did on our last episode this past Thursday. Thank you so much. Like the video. If you like the video, more people find out and we get more opportunities to talk Florida State. So let's get right into it. Vince, and by the way, any of you who have any questions about the visits or about Florida State in general, put it in the comment section. We'll try to bring you up on the screen and answer your questions. But Vince, I want to get right into one thing. I'm just running the Screw ESPN Internally banner on the bottom just for posterity. We have to do it every show since the big event. So Screw ESPN Eternally. But let's get into DJ first. DJ Uiagalelei. I tried to say it, Vince. You say DJ Ukulele.
Yep.
He had some positive
I'm going to
comments.
say. That's what I'm going to say until I need to say it more, and then I'll learn how to say it.
Absolutely. He had some really positive comments. I'm going to break it down into a few things. DJ came off as like, I'm all in type positive comments, which is interesting because I think, like we said, going into this weekend, Cameron Ward would probably take a little bit more convincing and was not a long shot, but more of a long shot than DJ. It really feels like DJ wants to come to Florida State, and his quotes kind of portend to that. So let's start off with the first little quotation that I thought was very interesting. We've heard this before, Vince. Tell me if this is a broken record. You can tell they mean what they say. Really transparent. I like them a lot.
Yeah, we hear that all the time, and we hear that not just from people coming in, but people leaving the program as well. I mean, you occasionally get the disgruntled player that maybe didn't feel like he was utilized the right way, but if there's one thing this staff does is it doesn't mince words, and it lays it all out. And if you are a fit, you know, from a culture perspective, from a player's perspective and all that, then like, you know, and there's no guessing about it. So that doesn't surprise me that those words came out of his mouth.
Absolutely. And this goes back to almost every transfer person that you've seen that we brought in over the last few years. Mike Norvell tells you like it is. Hey, we're not bringing them to dinner with a celebrity, you know, like some of our competitors out there. We're telling them what they will need to do to come and play at Florida State and what they can expect if they come to Florida State. That's it. That's all. Vince, I just want to shout out a couple people in the comment section who are joining. Kyle, Kermit's Revenge, Dominique, and Jay. Welcome to the show. We're excited to have you. Many of you watching live. If you watch us after the fact, we're so excited to have you guys. But I want to get into
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ryan, you know, when you're saying like, you know, we're not necessarily parading out a celebrity with them or whatever. I mean, we may be doing that, but that's not the ultimate goal of the visit. Like when you see recruits going to other schools and the only thing you're seeing are them at a restaurant with some, old time celebrity. And I think we all know who I'm referring to. But that's like all you hear. Florida State may be playing those cards, but that's not the ultimate game, right? The ultimate game is how Florida State fits them and how they fit the program. That's the ultimate thing.
And that's how it should be, right? I mean, that's really, really what it comes down to. Is the right fit for Florida State. And they asked, we had a question directly to DJ, how does he feel he fits into the offense? And this is where I feel like it kind of gets into, if we're talking like boyfriend, girlfriend, courtship, I feel like DJ's the one that really wants the relationship. And not that we don't want the relationship, but it's extra passionate from DJ. So they asked him how he would fit in the offense. He said, yes, 100% for me. I wouldn't come here if I didn't think I was a fit. There's a reason why I'm here and a reason why I like Florida State. I think it's because they have a great fit for me. So, Vince, I read this as DJ, this is his plan one. There is no other plan until we tell him no. Whereas, I mean, I'm not sure. I don't want to speak for this coaching staff, but I think he might be plan 1B for us. So it's interesting because he really laid it on there, saying he really thinks it's great and he wouldn't be here if not. And what is your read on this, Vince?
Yeah, I mean, just from the comments, it seems like if the coaches had given the go-ahead, you think it would already be a done deal, right? From the things that he said. Cam Ward's a little bit more of the, the enigma a little bit, right? So he's got another suitor, and that suitor is high on him as well, and he's not ready. Like he hasn't decided in his brain what the best place is for him yet. At least that's the way I read it. So I mean, maybe what you're saying is right. I don't know that there's a 1A and 1B. I mean, it's tough to tell what the coaches are thinking. You can look at Cam Ward and say, from a electricity standpoint, he's maybe more athletic, and how that would fit what Norvell likes to do. But then you can look at DJ and go, well, wait a minute. DJ already spent a couple years in the conference, right? He knows the venues. He's played in those venues. He's beaten a lot of those teams. So there's a value there that Cam doesn't have, right? So I don't know. This is a tough call, and I'm of the opinion that the coaches, I think when they decide the one that they want, I think that's the one we're going to get. I don't know. I don't know that we're waiting on those two to decide where they want to go.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of familiarity on both sides with DJ, right? Because Mike Norvell's played against DJ. He's coached against him. He knows exactly what that guy is.
Yeah.
So I think, and he saw him. Listen, the last time he saw DJ play, they were beating us at home. And
That's
DJ
right.
had a unbelievable game. Remember, like he was having a rough year, and then he comes to town, and all of a sudden he's looking amazing. Of course, yeah. But again, I think Cam is the wild card here. I think there's probably a deadline in Florida State in Mike Norvell's mind about how long they're willing to wait to hear what Cam wants to do, and then they'll move on to DJ. And I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Vince, I believe that if we offer DJ says yes immediately, whereas Cam is probably going to be see how he feels about it.
Yeah, I think it's good that that Cam came in first, because the coaches can get a read on that visit, and they could go into DJ's visit then and go, listen, we're not gonna have a real decision until Monday.
Right.
Because going into that, then that Cam's not made up his mind or whatever. I mean, we're all speculating here, right? But I think it's better that Cam came in first, because then that allows them to lay the proper expectation with DJ, so he's not wondering why haven't I heard or whatever.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I have one more quote from DJ that just kind of sums it up. They asked him, why does he want to come to Florida State, consider Florida State, and how is it overall? And his last quote I'm going to bring up here. I'm keeping that close to my family, but I definitely like Florida State a lot. They've done an unbelievable job, and I thank them for the opportunity to bring me here, and it was such a great weekend. Again, this just sounds like DJ's like locked in. He's ready to go. The second Florida State makes a call, he's in. And listen, I'm going to say it right here on Garnet and Old Live, and with all of you watching, I actually think what will happen is that DJ will be the choice, not because Cam Ward was not of interest to Florida State, but I think when you have clearly a player that is, first of all, you wouldn't have brought him on a visit if Mike Norvell didn't see upside. And you would not, you want the quarterback that you take in the portal to be as passionate about coming here as you are about having him here. And I feel like DJ will end up being the choice, not from a schematic preference, but from hey, he's ready to go. Let's take him. That's how I think this is going to end. What's your take on that, Vince?
I probably agree with you on that. I don't think either one of them are a bad choice, to be honest with you. But I think the upside of DJ, like I mentioned about him already playing in the league, familiar with the foes, and then like he just seems more, and this is tough for me to say because I don't know Cam Ward, right? Until the first I really started to pay attention with him was this season, right? So, but DJ seems to be more locked in from a leadership culture perspective. And if there's one thing that Mike Norvell is all about, as we all know, is that, and also consider that this is a 1 year, deal, right? So we need someone not to learn the leadership thing on the fly. We need someone that gets it from the beginning, from the get-go. So, and again, I may be selling Cam short, and I'm perfectly okay with people telling me, well, Cam Ward that way too. I just don't know enough about him in that area.
Love is the way comments, like all of you can who watch live on YouTube. Definitely pop some comments in. He says, I personally feel like both of them want in at Florida State. And he follows up saying, but they're just waiting on FSU coaching staff. It's probably a little bit of both. I think both of them have interest in Florida State. And I think Florida State is waiting to gauge the post-visit interest level from them before making an official offer to come on and join. I really think that that's where we're at. I do want to get to the Cam Ward section. So Cam Ward's father, this is where it gets like, we're getting into like almost high school recruiting type stuff. Cam Ward's father gave an interview, and his first response, the number one thing he said right from the get-go is the size of the stadium, for one thing. I think that's one thing that really stood out. Apparently, from what we're hearing, they could not get a key to allow Cam to visit Hard Rock Stadium.
That can't be true. Can it be true?
I heard he did not get to go to the Hard Rock because they were preparing it for something. Probably, I thought it was just trolling. But if that's the case, I mean, that is fantastic stuff. I mean, and to be honest, Vince, when you see our stadium and you see footage, I'm sure they showed it. Do you want to play in front of 100 fans, or do you want to play in front of 78,000 fans consistently?
Yeah.
And the answer is you want to play in front of 78,000 fans. So I think that's one thing that was right off the bat. And the last quote I want to bring up, Vince, again, they're playing a little closer to the chest than DJ. DJ is basically telling you, hey, man, text me. Cam is being a little bit more cagey. So Cam's dad said the big thing Cam is looking for is an offense that makes sure he fits in, an offense that throws the ball. Vince, What do you think about Miami's offense? What's their main priority and has always been their focal point as far as what we've seen so far?
Yeah, I mean, Mario Cristobal's known for ruining a quarterback or two.
Yeah.
And they are going to be run first, which is fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There are plenty of teams that are great teams that are run first and can throw the ball as well. But if you're Cam Ward and you are, now that I'm thinking more about this, are they both waiting to figure out which one of them the coaches want more than the other? Because if I'm Cam Ward, you can say that Miami is, rebuilding the trenches and they're doing all this great stuff, but where's the proof in terms of this is his last year, right? He cannot take
A chance.
he cannot take a huge chance on that. So just that aspect of it. And hey, Miami may be better this next year. Who knows? But is he willing to take that chance, I guess is the point.
Yeah, and I think when you're a transfer portal guy, who's the school in the country that has probably had more luck and better development of transfer portal players than any other team in the country? It's got to be Florida State. And so
Yeah,
I really think Florida State is the safer option just from him looking for a pro prospect. Whereas, again, his dad saying he wants an offense that throws the ball. Mike Norvell has proven that he adjusts his offense to whoever his players are. It's different every year. I mean, even the last 2 years where we had the same quarterback, based on our abilities on the offensive line or lack thereof, 2 years ago, it was way more running. This year, a whole lot more passing, right? A whole lot more having to rely on the passing. So it changes every year, and he did the same thing in Memphis. Some years he had a really great quarterback, some years he had a really great running back, and he kind of played off their strengths. So I really feel good about Cam Ward being a fit for the offense. But Vince, the number one thing I think it comes down to, and Mike Norvell said it over and over, that we've heard rumor that there's been some big name guys over the past couple seasons that wanted to come to Florida State that they just didn't feel was a good fit from a culture standpoint. And I think that's going to be the most important thing. And that's where I trust fully whatever decision this coaching staff does. Now, I believe, and Vince, I'm going to ask you your final opinion. I think it's going to be DJ. I think we end up hearing tomorrow that DJ has transferred to Florida State. And then we'll see what happens. Of course, we'll report on it if we have any other quarterbacks in our team go in the portal based on that news. We'll keep everyone up to date. But Vince, what's your final take? What's your final prediction on this?
DJ as well. And then the other thing I probably just need to bring up is I wonder if whoever is going to be the quarterback makes any difference with who Jeremiah Smith ends up signing with.
I think, to be honest with you, Vince, I think either quarterback kind of helps bring him in because they're both known commodities.
Yeah.
They've both – listen, DJ has a huge arm. I don't know if – I mean –
oh, yeah.
Yeah, he pushes the ball. That was one of the things he did pretty well at Clemson and, this past season is he knows how to throw the ball deep, which is awesome. And we have receivers to go get the ball. And then Cam Ward also. So I think if we get either quarterback, I think it helps our chances to get Jeremiah Smith. And I do want to throw one comment up, Vince. I wanted to wait until the near the end of the show because it was a little off topic from what we're talking about tonight.
Before you do that, Ryan, there's a comment there from Love is the Only Way about a majority of the transfers from last year didn't play in the conference. He doesn't think that matters. I think in general, you're right about that. But I think a quarterback, that particular position is a little bit different.
I agree. I do agree, Vince. But I do want to bring up this one because we don't have any updates on Marvin Jones Jr. Thanks for writing in Kermit's Revenge. Fantastic name. That picture is funny. It looks like Kermit's doing some cocaine on the table there. That's fantastic.
Fantastic.
But no, Marvin's camp has been pretty quiet so far since I think he only left this afternoon. And listen, he's probably been to FSU hundreds of times in his life.
Yeah.
It's not like this mysterious things to him. His dad, I'm sure once we know where he's going, his dad will put out some cryptic tweet about, yeah, the decision is coming or something like that. So when it's time, Marvin Jones Jr. and his father will let you know that it's time.
Yeah. I mean, about him too is we talked about this on Thursday's show, is that all things being equal, if Florida State had started their climb a little sooner,
Yeah.
Marvin Jones Jr. would probably already be a Knoll.
He sure would.
So, I don't want to speculate, but I mean, I think he's probably going to end up. I mean, I will speculate. I think he's going to be a Knoll. And when we find out, it'll be fun. And also, it'll be tough on him. It'll be tough on him. His dad is one of the greatest to ever wear the uniform.
For sure. Vince, any closing thoughts before we wrap up here? I mean, we had a ton of people in the stream, Vince, and a ton of people commenting. So any last closing thoughts on the portal as it comes to an end? And then I'll get into our show for the upcoming week.
Yeah, nothing. I mean, I'll be happy when it's all done, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But
following it's been a tough follow.
It'll be fun when the portal's wrapped up, the signing day's wrapped up, and we know who's going where, and then we can really start to focus on the bowl game a little bit with players that we know today. We found out today are not going to be playing, but hey, don't forget. Every Thursday night, you're probably going to go over this, Ryan, but every Thursday night at 7, we do our live show. And then if you're on YouTube, please take the moment to subscribe. It helps us out a lot, and tell your friends about it too. Absolutely.
And it's grown like crazy. In the last weeks, folks, 150 new subscribers. We've had over 8,000 views in the last 2 weeks. So people are coming on board because, Vince, like we said in the last show, a lot of channels out there put a real, clickbait type title and image on there to get you to watch, and they really don't have any definitive news. We are simply reporting what we know, when we know it, and then giving our opinion. And listen, we're just fans like you guys that obsess about Florida State probably a little bit more than the average fan, I would say. We're all over the place and all the sources. We're going out to try to get the information, but we don't run like the Miami. Hey, we're not a Miami fan that's saying that Cam Ward signed last Thursday on Twitter. I've been following Timothy. He has not said anything.
I was about to say, we'll also do our fair share of rival trolling and bashing too. So,
absolutely. Well, again, 7 p.m. this Thursday. Join us. Vince, maybe Vince, maybe you do a live sometime this week by yourself. We'll see. We'll announce that if you do. But listen,
I won't be driving.
The holidays are coming up. Garnet and Old's going to still keep doing live content. No pre-recorded stuff here. So hop on board. Please like this video. It helps get our video out there. Subscribe. Really appreciate it. Vince, have a great rest of your Sunday. I hope you get home safe. I don't know where you are. Are you in the driveway yet?
I'm in the driveway. Yeah, I'm parked, so we're good. But thank you, folks. Go Noles. Send Chiefs all the damn time.
Go Noles. Garnet and Old, no inside info, no contacts, no problem.